Hey, it's still June 10th. It's already over 80 degrees here, and I think it's going to be like 107 successive days, so my yard will probably burn up. But I just got done speaking to one of the guys I was in the military with, and if you don't know, I was in the EOD field. When I was in it, I was called a 55 Delta 40, so I was an E7 in the Army. The guy who ran the EOD program for the enlisted side was the guy who wrote the screenplay, which later became the movie The Hurt Locker. Clifford was his name. He retired as a sergeant major. So anyways, I was in a very specialized unit. It's called an SIED unit, Special Improvised Explosive Devices. People that steal plutonium or try to make dirty nukes or dirty bombs. And anyways, all that to tell you a story that Nate reminded me of. If you don't know, you're not really supposed to use federal soldiers in state-run places, with the exception of national forces, because that's anyways. So we get an assignment to go up to Northern California and to help the DEA out. I don't know if you know what EOD guys do, but we're good with booby traps and mines and disarming things and clearing a path so somebody can get in. It's not, I guess in England, they have the EOD guys as well, but they also have sappers. You're standing on a landmine, I'm the guy that's going to show up and help you get off it without killing both of us. A bomb lands near you and doesn't go off, somebody's got to come at me. So anyways, so there's a lot of, up in Northern California, there are a lot of cartels, Mexican cartels, that would move into the national forest up there, and they were diverting the water and growing weed, growing marijuana up there. So some of them had some pretty sophisticated, not only early warning signs like trip flares or screamers or other stuff like that. So they would take a couple of us up there, and we would clear a path for them, and then they would go and do their thing. Arrest them, go in and tear the pot down, and I'd always stand downwind. So anyways, what this is about, we're hearing at the briefing. So we go to the briefing, and we're somewhere up between Klamath National Forest and Six Rivers National Forest, and we start hearing some of the guys from the park rangers are like, "Hey man, there's a dude out there they call the Albino," and I was like, "Okay." What the fuck? By the way, we were all armed. I'm not going out running, doing that shit. I'm not going out in the woods and not being armed. And everybody's very well armed. So we jump in the trucks and we drive out to logging road, and we get out of the cars, and the park rangers wouldn't go into the forest with us. He just pointed over there, and he said, "Fuck that, I'm not going." Of course, we were all like, everybody's, "Okay, pussy." Anyway, and we're rolling up there, and I find just a couple of little tripwires, and they weren't screamers or anything like that. What they'll do, if they want to injure you, is they'll put above your head. So if you stand up straight and you put a can upside down, it's empty, but it's upside down. And what they'll do is they used to be able to buy a Mark II, a pineapple grenade, and all you had to do to turn it into a actual grenade is buy the little base plate for it that they can screw in or manufacture one, and then you need a blasting cap and some TNT or whatever else you can get your hands on to make it go boom. And what they'll do is the fuse, I don't know if you know how the fuse is, so say my fist is this, there's a cocked striker fuse on top of the grenade. And what they'll do is they'll put the grenade upside down, and attach a little piece of fishing line, not fishing line, but it's got to be wire, because if there's too much stretch, it may just break. So it's usually a wire, and they'll run it straight down the tree and across to where it'll hit you between the shins and the ankles. So you'll set it off. And what it does is it not only pulls the grenade out of the can, and they pull the pin's just hanging on by a thread. So when you touch it, the grenade falls out of the can, the spoon comes off, the cock striker hits it, and it goes through. Anyway, so I cleared a path in there so we can get in there. And we're about 200 yards away across the field. We're on this side of the field in concealment, and across this blank field, there's a guy standing there, and it just looks weird. He's just white. He's got a weird hat on, like one of those, not a cowboy hat, but almost like an Indiana Jones hat on. He's got the red flannel shirt on and a pair of jeans. And he's just standing up there looking at us. And they're like, they do a wedge, and they come out, so you don't shoot somebody, and we're in back of these guys. And they're just get on the ground, and he's not looking at him. And I mean, he was as white as I've ever seen anybody in my life. And, yeah. So we get about halfway across the field. So there's still about 100 yards between him and us. And the guy starts running towards us. And he is unnaturally fast. I mean, unnaturally fast. So they told him to stop. He didn't stop. And probably maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and he was right up to us. And I got a quick look at him. He had kind of pinkish eyes, just super pale skin, the sucked in part of like this, and then he was gone. I mean, he just ran by us. And so we had to go into his little camp, and there's all these animal bones all over the place, but there's no animals. It's just, anyways, it was, it was very unnerving. I mean, they never caught the guy. I don't think anybody on earth could catch that guy, but found some bodies up there. He had killed a few people. And actually he was eating some of those people. So anyways, that's my albino story up in the National Forest up in Northern California. Yeah, I'd forgotten completely about that. If you guys like any of these things, I can tell you about Operation Blast Furnace, because that's declassified now. I can tell you what it was like battling the cartel, the Sinaloa cartel. I can tell you what it was like battling, who's the guy in Colombia? His guys. In Los Pepes, we went down there to help out Los Pepes. A guy in California, not California, he was in Colombia. Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar. Yeah, but back in the days, Central and South America was having civil wars. I mean, we were down there starting all kinds of crazy shit. Battling the FARC, the M19, the M20 in Panama. M19 and the FARC are the ones in Colombia. There's the Sendero Luminoso and the Tupac Amaru, which are Maoist guerrillas in Peru. Argentina had Pinochet. There were some fucking crazy things. I was at the embassy. Anyways, this is probably too long, but yeah, there's some. Well, here's the gist of the story. If you do not believe that our government makes things go bump in the night, you're living in a dreamland. So, anyways, if you want to hear some of those stories, I'll be happy to tell them. I can't talk about a lot of stuff, but I can. The ones that are declassified, I can talk about. And you can look up Operation Blast Furnace on Google. It was in Bolivia, and we were working with the UMAPAR, which is kind of like their park ranger and DEA guys rolled into one. Yeah. So, anyways, it is what it is. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. If you can't, take care of yourself. I got all my shit done early. I probably will stay inside most of the day today, lift some weights. Yeah, ride the bicycle, do the rowing machine, do my kettlebells. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. You know, it's wild. I haven't thought about that story since like the 90s. So it's been a while. So that's fucking crazy. So stay safe and healthy. Like a fart in a G-string. I'm out of here. Bye bye.